His name is Son Joshua, and my hand is on him. There's a white boy being born right this minute, this night. His name is Luke. They are bound together.
Bound?
Together, they will make change. My hand is on them, both of them.
Luke, do you hear me? Brought some sardines and soda crackers.
Good. I like soda crackers. So we're all set then?
I guess.
You're not gonna back out, are you?
No.
Good. We're going now.
Okay, fine. Hey, Sonny.
Hey,
How's your mother and Ramona? They doing all right?
they're fine.
Good. Now, don't you let him keep you up all night with his stories.
I'm used to his stories.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, what are you doing?
Sit down.
What for?
Sit down, I'll show you. All right, now hold your arms up. Hey, it's gotta look like we were kidnapped and dragged off.
Kidnapped?
Sure, that's part of my plan. There. Looks just like something an escaped convict would do.
Hadn't I better drag you now?
No, they could have picked me up and carried me. You're the one that had to be dragged. Now, come on. It's getting late.
I don't know about this, Luke. I never run away before.
Well, I did 100
You
times.
got found 100 times, too.
All those other times, they was just practice. This is the real thing. That's why I asked you to come with me.
I don't know.
What about Atlanta and New Orleans? Remember what you said? Any place is better than here. I found this here the other day. It's a perfect way to get us downriver.
You mean we're gonna steal it?
It's not stealing. We're just gonna take it for a while, that's all.
I don't know, Luke. Look at this bone.
Yeah, I bet it's from a bear or a cow, maybe. Now make up your mind. You coming with me, or you want to stay here?
I want to go with you.
Well, come on then.
So what do we have here, Hugh?
2 boys gone missing.
Ma'am?
It's Luke, Sheriff and Reba's boy.
It's my boy, Sonny.
When they didn't come back this morning, I...
Come back from where?
This is the way I found him when I came to fetch him for breakfast. I knew he was gonna run away again.
Again?
We don't know that, Troy. That Luke, he got a bit of rabbit in him. Must run off at least a dozen times I know of.
I thought he was over it, Sheriff.
Sonny never run off. Not once.
This group take the woods to the east, and this group the fields to the south. Everybody grab a map. We're gonna have to cover every square inch around here.
I'll take one of those.
Isn't that kind of a waste of a good map?
They got a right to look. There's 2 boys lost out there, and one of them's his nephew.
Okay, let's get a move on.
Luke, how are we gonna live when we get to wherever we're going?
Oh, I thought we could kind of live like Robin Hood. You know, take what we need.
People try to kill us if we do that.
Nobody gonna kill us.
My daddy got killed.
But he wasn't taking anything from anybody. Pegleg done it. Your daddy sure was nice.
Come on in.
Hello, Amy. You seen Jewel? I need him over at the farm.
Well, he's out with the rest of them, looking for Luke and Sonny. You gonna help Luke?
Ain't that what we got a sheriff for?
We're moving a lot faster than a while back.
We sure are.
You hear that? What is that?
Donald, Sonny, we better get back to shore.
We're going too fast.
Get the paddling. Come on, get over here now. We gotta turn it around.
The paddle. It's too strong. We're gonna go over.
Sonny! Sonny! Come on, Sonny.
No sign yet. But don't worry. We're gonna keep looking. We'll find him.
Well, come on. They must be starving.
Thank you. At this time, we'll start south of the railroad tracks right along the old creek bed. You take your group first.
I found this in Luke's room. They're on the river. Look.
Luke? Sonny?
Sheriff! Come on, Sheriff, hurry.
Get him in the boat, quick. Luke, you all right?
Yeah, but Sonny's hurt real
I
bad.
see.
Sonny gonna be just fine.
I'm sure he is. Just keep an eye on him. You need me, have Mrs. Winter give me a call.
Thank you, Doctor.
Mona, Cicely, don't worry now. He'll come around.
Hey, Doc, how's he doing?
He's in a coma. He probably hit his head on the side of the boat. Could be bad. We'll see how it goes the next couple days.
Thank you, Doctor.
Sheriff?
Hey, Doc, I got a question for you. You have any idea what kind of bone this is?
It's a femur. Leg bone. Hit the knee.
That's human.
Sure is. Where'd you get it?
It just turned up.
Well, there's a lot more of him to turn up if that's all you got. Sure.
How you doing, Troy? Look around?
Yes, sir. I'll get him. Luke! Sheriff's come to get you. Gonna take you to jail, I hope.
Morning, Luke. Let you and me take a little walk. What do you say?
Is it Sonny? Is he?
He's still asleep, as far as I know. Listen, when I found you boys, there was a bone next to your blanket. You had that a while, have you?
No, we just found it yesterday.
Really? Whereabouts?
It was over by Karn's old mill, near where we found the boat.
You remember exactly where you found it? Mrs. Carnes?
Yes?
I'm Frank Richards.
Oh, sure, I remember you. It's been a few years.
I believe so. Since, just before you got married to...
Jim, he passed, 4 years ago.
I heard. You have my sympathies, ma'am.
I'm sorry, could I offer you some iced tea? I have some already made.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
Please.
Sorry to bother you like this. But I've just been down to your old sawmill.
The mill? Why on earth for?
Yesterday we had 2 boys run away.
Oh, yes, I heard. Amy Winter called me. But you found him.
Yes.
She said that the colored boy was injured. Is he?
He's still in a coma.
Oh, my.
Anyway, they passed through your property by the mill, and they found a bone. A human bone. And I just found the rest of the body.
A body? Whose body?
I don't know. Looks like it's been there a long time, though. And I was wondering if you had any ideas.
No, certainly not. Why, that mill's just been sitting empty since Jim got sick. Anybody could have come along and...
I understand. And Jim, before he died, he never said anything.
No. Of course not. You think Jim knew a body was buried there?
I don't think anything yet, ma'am. Just wondering.
Huh.
I don't mean to upset you, ma'am. Well, I better get going. Thank you for the tea.
Pegleg, you think it's connected to him?
Only unsolved murders we got around here that I know of.
And that was years ago.
Thank you, Meg. I remember hearing about it, though. 3 victims, right?
Yeah, 3 of them. Abducted, never seen again.
That's supposed to be him? That peg leg?
Well, all the witnesses described him the same way. He was a colored man wearing a leather hood. And he had a limp.
Sheriff Logan ever have a suspect?
Well, you remember Logan. He just figured it was colored killing colored.
Yeah, I remember Logan. Had a peculiar sense of justice.
You know, he used to joke about how Overton County lost more men to peg leg than to Hitler.
Yeah, well, easy for him to joke. He wasn't over there.
Let me see that. Hey, you know who one of the last victims was?
Who?
Yeah. Rhodey Monroe.
Sonny's dad?
Uh-huh. Now, wouldn't that be something? Hey, him find the bone and all.
It's Rhodey's shirt, all right. He was wearing it the night he was taken.
I'm sorry to bring you news like this, Mrs. Monroe.
We can have us a funeral now. You know, it never seemed right to have a funeral and there weren't nobody. I just pray Sonny wakes up for it.
I hope so, too.
Don't walk in here. It's wet.
What are you doing that for? Where's Ramona?
She's down sitting with Sonny. Reba, too.
Well, what for? That's not going to make him wake up. See, why you always let him get away with that? And where is Jewel? You know, that fence ain't anywhere near fixed.
Reba sent Jill for help.
What? To fix the fence?
Help for Sonny.
All right.
No!
No. I want you to go down there, and I want you to tell Ramona to come up here. Yeah, see? You know you're worse than they are. At least they don't suck on a bottle all day.
I never picked up just bones before.
Pug, you just go on out there, collect the body, and prepare it for a funeral.
After all this time, dig up a skeleton, bury it again somewhere else. I'd say let sleeping dogs lie.
Just do it.
Excuse me, Mr. Holly. We have a few questions about my uncle's burial.
Of course, my dear Miss James.
How you doing today, Cecily?
All right, I guess.
I know it's been a while, but do you remember anything about the night that Pegleg took your father?
Not really.
I know he was wearing a hood, but do you recall anything else?
And then also some of this.
The police report said that you were there.
I was in the other room with Sonny.
How about your sister Ramona? Did she see him?
Well, thank you, Mr. Holly. I do appreciate it.
How about your father? Did he have any enemies or owe people money?
No. No, he was saving his money. So we wouldn't have to work for Holland Davis anymore.
How's Sonny?
It's just the same.
Cecily, you have work to do.
Yes, sir.
here is Luke.
Oh, I know him. He carries the sign. The change is coming soon. Luke and Sonny will make it together.
Mama! Mama! He opened his eyes. Sonny's awake. Sonny? Sonny!
Morning, Sheriff.
Morning.
Do you have a moment?
Certainly, yes, please. What can I do for you?
It's about that body. Amy tells me you think it was Rhodey Monroe.
Yes.
Terrible thing. I remember the day Rhodey disappeared. Jim was in the hospital. I distinctly remember visiting Jim in the hospital the day that it happened. I just thought you should know that.
I see. Thank you, but I don't want you to think that I was suggesting that Jim might be involved.
Well, Rhodey was buried on Jim's property. You wouldn't be much of a sheriff if you didn't wonder about that.
Thank you for coming down.
It's turning into another hot one out there.
Yeah. We don't even have a cold drink to offer you. Here, we should have some cold drinks in here. We are failing in our hospitality.
You want me to run down and get some?
Oh, I really should be going.
You know what? I could use a cold drink myself. Why don't we just go on down to Keeler's?
All right.
Got some work to do?
Police officer in New York. My, that must have been exciting.
Sometimes a little too exciting.
Mighty fortunate to have a sheriff with your experience and your war record. It's really very impressive.
I just feel fortunate to be back home, have a good job.
Must seem awfully quiet here.
Well, that's what I came back for. That and a pecan pie, of course.
Well, I understand that. I really do. I often cook up things we had when I was young. Just simple things. Reminds me of, I don't know, happier days, I guess.
Before I left for the war, this seemed to be just about the happiest place in the world.
And now?
That's still pretty nice. But I've been away for quite some time. Some things that I took for granted don't seem quite so agreeable now.
I hope you're not talking about the pecan pie.
No, that's still as good as ever. I'm gonna be coming out your way again soon.
Well, you have to call ahead. I'll be sure to have a big pitcher of iced tea all made up.
Thank you. Don't mean to bother you, but we do still have to dig through the rest of those sawdust piles.
Oh.
Well, there are 2 victims still missing.
And you think they're buried there?
That makes sense to look. It would just take a day or so.
Well, I really better be going. Leave you to your work.
Tell me what you remember about that night.
Just came busting through the door. Hit my daddy on the head with some kind of hammer and carried him off.
But you couldn't see his face.
He had a hood on, but I could see his skin. It was darker than mine.
And he had a limp.
It was peg leg, I know that.
Is there anything else you can remember? Any detail that maybe you haven't told everyone else?
Now I see why nothing's getting done around here.
Just checking on a few things, ma'am.
Holly won't like you bothering her when she's supposed to be working.
Doing my job.
And now she's gonna have to put in extra time.
It wasn't her fault, Mrs. Davis. She knows if the sheriff asks questions, she's supposed to answer.
And she knows when she's got work to do, she's supposed to do it.
Say, Frank, He was by a little bit ago. Said you were looking to investigate the Peg Leg murders.
That's right.
Well, that's, old news, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Ben, what do you think? 3 unsolved murders still news?
Wasting your time looking for peg legs.
That's right, Sheriff. This is a nice, peaceful community. Why resurrect all that peg leg stuff?
You just get yourself out of here.
Mr. Holland, he just come at me. He didn't say one word. He just kept hitting me and hitting me.
It's all right. You'll be fine. Nothing's broke. Come on.
Harlan Davis hit Ramona.
You arrested me for disciplining my own employee?
I'm arresting you for assault and battery on a minor.
Yeah, well.
Might have to add resisting arrest to that charge, too.
If I resist, you ain't gonna be arresting me.
Now, you're right, Harlan. You resist, and Pug Holly will be coming up here to collect your body. Hugh, if he doesn't drop that pitchfork in the next 3 seconds, just go on ahead and shoot him.
Whoa.
Well, he's in jail. At least for tonight, anyway. Thanks to our Luke here.
Finally stopped making up stories and did something.
Not just any old thing, the right thing. Most people around here wouldn't see anything wrong with hitting a colored girl.
That's the way they were brought up.
I swear, sometimes I feel going backwards, not forwards.
Well, nobody wants to deal with it. Not really.
Deal with what?
Sorry, miss, is what it is. Always has been.
But me and Sonny, we'll always be friends.
Hi, y'all.
Hey, Will. Good to see you. Yes, sirree. Job well done. All right. We'll see you, Harlan. Take care.
Did you find another one, Sheriff?
2.
Well, well. You think they're peg leg first?
Looks that way.
You know what I heard about the first one? Reba bought a new suit to put on the skeleton.
Suit?
A good one, too. Imagine that, dressing a skeleton up in a suit. Ain't that just like the color?
Dear friends, our brother Rhodey Monroe has returned. He's returned to his family. He's returned to his community. And now we return his remains back into the hands of the Lord. The sadness of this occasion only magnified by the fact that everyone that knew Rhodey knows that this was a good man, a church-going, God-fearing man who worked hard to provide for his family, worked hard to take care of his wife and children. Now, the circumstances surrounding his death might be unsettling, and yes, they might cause some to be angry.
Thank you, Reverend. We'll all rest better now.
Miss Monroe? I just want to let you know that I'm still trying to find whoever killed your husband.
Hey, wait up. Where you going?
Nowhere.
Never seen most of these folks before.
You've never been to this church before.
No, I guess not. Look, I'm sorry about your daddy.
We found him. I'm not sorry about that.
What? Come on, what is it? What's wrong?
Luke, we friends, ain't we?
Of course we are.
My mama's gonna be mad. She said not to tell anybody.
Tell anybody what?
About Mr. Harlan. And Ramona.
What about him?
She's carrying his baby.
What? You mean
He forced her. She told me last night.
What are you gonna do?
There's nothing to do.
You can get the sheriff. Yeah, he'll go after a Harlan.
No, my mama says white folks ain't never gonna help us. That we shouldn't tell him anything.
Do you believe that?
I don't know. I'm telling you, ain't I?
Look, you've got to do something. You can't just let Harlan get away with that.
My mama says that's just the way things are.
But it's not right. Remember what Conjure Woman said? She said we're supposed to change things.
I gotta get back.
I just felt I needed to tell you.
It's a very serious crime, Luke. You did right to tell me.
Come on, Avery. You're the county prosecutor. He forced that girl.
Her word against his. No jury in this area would ever convict him. You know that.
What if there was corroboration? Somebody to back up her story.
You think you're going to find a witness?
You're a vet, Avery. What did we fight for? A better world?
The world right here is no better than it ever was. Harlan Davis can commit any manner of atrocity against this poor girl, and you're telling me that there's not a thing that we can do.
If there's no evidence, there's no case, Frank. And no reason to cause trouble.
That's right, Sheriff Logan's law. Well, I think it's time we repeal that law, Avery. Put it 6 feet under, right alongside Logan.
Our new sheriff. I think he's just trying to make a name for himself at the expense of my little brother here.
He's trying to impress somebody. He ain't impressing me.
We're all with you, Harlan. We know that little gal's a liar.
That's right.
You must think I'm crazy putting up all this fruit.
No, ma'am. Not if you enjoy it.
I do. Jim could never understand that. He thought I could just buy canned fruit at the store.
I heard he could be a contrary sort of fellow.
Jim? He was a charmer, though, when I first met him. But, yes, he could be hard on some people. At the mill, there was always trouble.
Here, let me help you.
Thank you. You've done this before?
Yeah, once or twice. You're saying there was trouble at the mill?
Oh, you know, the usual. Jim would fire people. They'd get pretty upset.
Such as?
Well, once this colored man came by the house at night, insisted on talking to Jim. Jim went outside to talk to him. I heard arguing, angry voices. He seemed pretty mad about something. It must have been something pretty bad. Because after that, Jim took to sleeping with a shotgun by the bed.
When was that?
I don't remember exactly.
But was it before or after the Peg Leg killings? Do you remember that?
It was before, but just a little while before. Yes, that same summer.
Might be a connection.
Well, I never thought of that. But you're right. Why, that man could have been Peg Leg, couldn't he? He might have put those bodies out at the mill to get back at Jim in some way.
Where did you hide that bottle?
You don't even care. You don't care about me. You don't care what people are saying.
Nobody believes her anyway. What difference does it make?
I know what I believe. I believe her. I believe every word.
You? You don't know nothing about it.
I know that this is the last time you've humiliated me. I'm not going to put up with your sick ways anymore. I'm going to tell everyone.
Oh.
I can get a deputy out here if you like.
I can take care of myself, thank you.
I guess you can. I don't get it. Why would he come here? Why now?
I have no idea.
Maybe he was just trying to frighten you.
Well, he succeeded at that.
So that you wouldn't reveal something.
I've told you I don't know anything.
Maybe it's something you don't even know that you know.
I know that a man broke into my house, about scared me to death, and I know it has something to do with those bodies you dug up. That's all I know, Sheriff.
Ma'am? Mrs. Carnes?
What is it?
Ma'am, I just want to apologize to you. I know it must seem like all I do is treat you as though you're some kind of a suspect. I don't mean to do that. None of this is your fault in any way.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that.
Somehow I seem to be rubbing everybody the wrong way. Everybody in town seems to be slamming the door in my face, one way or another.
Well, maybe it's because you've been away. Been through a war, seen how other folks live. Take folks a little while to understand that. Just gotta give them time.
Well, I hope I get that time.
I wasn't slamming the door in your face, Sheriff. I was just trying to keep the flies out.
Hey, Coy, you got a minute?
Well, I was just on my way to the bank.
Just take a minute. You and Harlan Davis, you're friends, right?
I no longer keep company with Harlan Davis.
But you used to be friends.
Wasted time, Sheriff. Shamefully wasted time. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta get to the bank.
Do you know anything about Harlan and Ramona Monroe?
Why would I know anything about that? Did he say I did?
No, just wondering.
I told you our paths have not crossed in some time. Not since I quit drinking, and I just soon keep it that way. Don't you go telling him I talked to you.
Why? You afraid of Harlan?
No. Of course not. I told you, I don't even know him anymore.
But based on your previous knowledge of the man, do you think it's possible that he might have done what Ramona said?
Harlan Davis is the most despicable man I ever met.
I'm prepared to believe that. Anything specific?
I have a dim recollection of that whole period. I don't know anything about Harlan Davis and any colored girl.
Wait, you mean back then when you were drinking?
I'm saying I don't know anything about Harlan and any colored girl now or any other time.
Okay, Coy. I know how you feel about this, but if Ramona doesn't testify, how are we going to convict Harlan?
I don't know.
It's the only way to see justice done. If we can send Harlan to jail, maybe things like this will never happen again. You have to believe me. I'm trying. Cecily, can I talk to you outside? How long you been living in town now?
4 years, maybe. Why?
But before then, when you were living at home there, you worked for Harlan and Alice Davis, didn't you? Up at their house? Didn't you?
Yes.
What were you then, 16, 17? Like what Ramona is right now? Wouldn't you like to see Harlan Davis go to jail?
Doesn't matter what I'd like. All that matters is the safety of my family.
If Harlan was in prison, your family would be safe.
He's not the only white man around here. You have no idea what it means to be a black girl in the South.
The agricultural department reduced crop production estimates for corn and soybeans, although yields are still expected to reach record highs. Corn for grain production is forecast at 9.1 million bushels, down 1% from last month. About 10%.
What is this?
Based on current conditions.
This ain't dinner. I want hot biscuits with my dinner. I want gravy. Now you just walk back to that stove and you fix me a proper meal. I wouldn't feed this lot to a hog.
Could have sworn I just did.
Uncle Joe, you better come out here.
We don't work for you on Sunday, now you know that.
Yeah, well, Miss Alice ain't feeling well, and we need somebody to come up to our house and cook for us.
Well, you tell Miss Alice I'll bring her something after we done had our supper.
No. I'm hungry now, so why don't you just bring a piece of that chicken there up to the house and cook it for me?
Please, Mr. Harlan, why don't you just go on home now and let us be?
Don't you sass me, Jewel. I'll put my shoe about a half-mile up your backside. Now, you get yourself or one of your gals up to my house. Where are them gals, anyway? Hey, Ramona! Get out here!
We don't want no trouble, Mr. Holland.
Well, there ain't gonna be none if Ramona come and cook for me. Hey, come on, honey. Just come on, honey. Come on.
No, you going back to your room, Ramona. I tell you
I
now.
told you that she was gonna come up to my place and cook dinner for me.
Don't you hit my mama.
You, what are you gonna do about it?
Please, Mr. Harlan, just go on home.
As soon as I have my dinner.
All right. I'll fix you something.
Well, okay. Well, all right. Good. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Me and Ramona, we're gonna help you, too. Me and you, we'll cook up a stew. We do. You like stew, don't you? I seen you eat stew. Tell me you don't like it. Me and you, we're gonna cook up a stew, and you and me, how happy we'll be.
Leave her alone.
Well, I'll be. Are you gonna shoot me, Sonny?
If I got to, I will.
You never did.
I will if you make me.
Mr. Harlan, just go.
Well, you know, shoot, I don't guess a piece of fried chicken's worth getting shot over, is it? I see you, Ramona. I'll be going now.
He pointed that shotgun right at his belly. Stared him down, cool as can be. Well, Mr. Harlan practically run back up to his place.
He turned out just like his daddy.
That's right. Rhodey never once killed nobody. Nope.
Sonny ain't here right now.
That's okay, I can wait.
I don't want you waiting. It's not right. Not anymore.
What's not right?
You and him. It's not right for white boys and colored boys to be together. Not at your age.
Did he say that?
I'm saying that.
But we're friends.
Now, I want you to listen to me. Look where you live, child. You and him can't be friends. Can't you see that? I know that you didn't mean no harm about Ramona, and your mama has always been kind to us. But it's better for everybody if we just stay with our own from now on.
What are you gonna do with that thing?
You stay away from my sisters.
What are you gonna do if I don't? What you gonna do, Sonny?
You didn't see anyone?
No.
Any idea who might have done this?
No.
What are you wasting time for, Sheriff? It was Pegleg. You ought to be out looking for him right now.
Mason, we don't know who did this, okay? We have to collect some facts here.
A black man is threatening and murdering white people. This is intolerable. And when I say intolerable, my friends, we know what we're talking about.
Bunch of folks over at the Color Church talking about arming themselves.
Oh, great.
It's not just Peg Leg that's scared of. They think the whites are going to blame all the colors for Harlan's murder.
Yeah, well, if Ben Blair has anything to say about it, they will.
Sheriff!
What is it, Luke?
Did you catch him yet? Pegleg.
No, not yet.
It was Pegleg who did it, wasn't it?
Maybe, Luke, I don't know. But whoever it was, don't you worry. We're gonna catch him.
But it must have been Pegleg, though, don't you think?
Luke, we're a little bit busy right now, okay? I'm sorry.
Anyway, that's not all of it. County prosecutor left you an urgent message, said he needs to see you right away. Apparently, Jewel Monroe was going around town yesterday afternoon bragging about how Sonny threatened Harlan with a gun.
Can I go with you? Please, Sheriff, it's real important.
No, Luke, okay? I want you to go home and stay calm. You and everybody else in this county.
Mr. Harlan was drunk. Sonny just meant to scare him off.
Sonny got Mr. Harlan to go on home, and then we sat down to a nice dinner. And that's all there was to it.
You didn't follow Harlan up to his house?
No, sir.
You didn't shoot him?
No.
What kind of gun was it?
It was a shot.
Just my old shotgun.
It been fired recently?
No, sir. Not in some time.
You mind if I take a look at it? You sure you put it underneath there?
I'm sure. Somebody must have took it.
Sonny's just a kid, Avery.
Kid or no kid, he had motive, opportunity.
And you believe he did it?
I'm just a prosecutor. It's up to the jury to decide whether or not he did it.
Come on, Avery. You know what juries are like around here, this kind of situation.
We have an explosive case here, Frank. The sooner we act on this, the better. Now, you gotta bring him in.
How's your father doing? I haven't seen him around in a while.
My father? He's fine.
Glad to hear it. I always liked him. He's a good man and an excellent lawyer.
He was the best. Till I came along.
No! Why are you taking my baby? He ain't done nothing.
Hope you're right, Reba. But I have to do this. I'll make sure he's protected. You have my word.
Why are you taking my baby? Sonny, it's gonna be all right, baby. It's gonna be all right, Sonny. Oh, why are you taking my baby?
We just can't have the prosecutor's own father representing the defendant.
As a prosecuting attorney of this county for over 30 years, I believe I have the qualifications.
I'm not talking about qualification. I'm talking about you going up against your
I
son.
agree, Your Honor. This is not suitable.
I did a little research, Your Honor, and there is no rule against a retired district attorney appearing for the defense.
I still don't like it.
As I recall the law of this state, it is not up to the presiding judge or the prosecuting attorney to determine who is defense counsel. Now the defendant's own mama has asked me to represent her son. And gentlemen, that is exactly what I intend to do.
That true?
Yes, sir.
Cause of death was a shotgun blast, right in the chest. He couldn't have been more than 6,
Your
7 feet
Honor,
away when he pulled that
witness's
trigger.
gesture is extremely prejudicial. The witness was not there. He could not possibly know who pulled the trigger.
The jury will disregard the gesture.
Now, can you tell us what kind of shotgun pellets you found in the body?
Sure can. 12-gauge standard bird shot.
I was just telling the boys how Sonny kept Mr. Holland from bothering us.
By pointing a gun at him.
Yes.
And threatening to use it.
Yes.
And that was your shotgun he was pointing at Harlan Davis. The same gun that is now nowhere to be found. What kind of shotgun was that?
12 gauge.
And what kind of ammunition did you use in this shotgun of yours?
Oh, just regular ammunition.
Isn't it true that your shotgun was loaded with 12-gauge standard birdshot ammunition?
Yes, sir.
Well, it was a little after 4. I got home, got out of the car, noticed that the barn door was wide open. I went to close it and found my husband shot to death.
And what did you do then?
I ran into the house and called the sheriff, of course.
Thank you, Mrs. Davis. That'll be all.
Your Honor, I have just a couple of questions for Mrs. Davis. Ms. Davis. About your husband, would you describe him as a kindly man?
No, I'm not sure.
Well, I understand. Let me put it a different way. Was he well liked in the community? Well, no, let me put it this way. Did your husband have a temper?
What do you mean?
I mean, isn't it true he was a violent and abusive man?
Your Honor.
And a mark of that abuse has been seen on your face many, many times, man. In fact, there's a trace of it right now.
Completely out of order and offensive to the witness.
I'll have it
Your Honor.
right here.
My apologies to Mrs. Davis. Just simply trying to demonstrate there are many, many people in this community have good reason to shoot Harlan Davis. I have nothing further, sir.
Hello, Mrs. Cars.
Oh, Sheriff.
Give you a hand with that?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
I'm headed over to a coffee shop to get something to eat. Would you care to join me?
I'm afraid I can't. Amy asked me to accompany her on an errand. We're going to help Alice dispose of Harlan's effects. She seemed anxious to get it done in a hurry.
I can understand that.
What it was like, I'll say.
You knew him, did you?
Oh, hardly. He used to come around sometimes to see Jim. Drinking buddy, that's what Jim called him. Here I am.
I'll get the door for you.
You take a number of your meals at the coffee shop, don't you?
Quite a few, yes.
Well, I was wondering if you might enjoy a nice home-cooked meal sometime.
Yes, I certainly would.
All right, then.
Ma'am.
Sheriff!
What is it, Luke?
It's about Mrs. Davis. What she said this morning. She didn't come home and find the barn open. She was there all along.
How do you know this, Luke?
Well, It was just obvious she was lying. I know she was.
If you're gonna accuse folks of lying, it's best to have some proof, okay?
What are you gonna do with all this? Get rid of it. Get rid of all of it.
One pair of blood-stained gloves. One blood-stained hammer. One jar of theatrical makeup to blacken one's face. And one leather hood with the eye holes cut out. I submit that this evidence conclusively proves that Harlan Davis was peg-leg.
Justice was done. This does not exonerate the defendant. Quiet in the courtroom.
Thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
Coffee?
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I don't have much else to offer you right now.
That'd be fine. Well, we've had quite a day.
Yes.
Certainly cleared up a few things, but not everything. It's been so frustrating trying to get people to talk. I don't know, maybe I've gone about it the wrong way. I know I've upset you. I'm sure sorry about that. Appreciate it. Thank you. Maybe I'm not gonna find out why Harlan killed those men, buried them at the mill. Maybe it's not even important anyway.
No, it is important. I didn't want to make the connection, but I should have when I heard about Ramona.
Ramona? What connection?
I hardly knew Jim when I married him. I was young. He seemed so successful, so charming. I didn't know him at all. It came out gradually. The meanness, the drinking, you just learn to live with it. But I was not prepared for the other. I came home one day and I heard them in the basement. Jim and Coy and Harlan. Jim and his friends like to go down in the cool and play cards and drink. I heard them bragging. Jim crowing about all the colored girls he'd been with and was planning to be with. It was like a contest, you see, with Harlan and Jim and Coy and others too. I don't know. I should have said something. But I was so ashamed to have been married to a man like that. I'm still so ashamed. Anyway, I think that's why those men were killed. Because they knew what Harlan and Jim were doing. And I think now that Jim knew Harlan killed those men. And I think it was that knowledge that gave him the cancer.
Come on in, ladies. They're expecting y'all.
Just explain it clearly and get into it. Thank you. Please come on in. Thank you for coming. Please sit. We've asked you here because we want to talk to you about something.
We want you two younger ladies to testify.
We want you to talk about Harlan, about what he did to you. Both of you.
No. I don't want that. None of it. It don't have nothing to do with Sonny.
True, not directly. But this entire trial should be about Harlan, not about Sonny.
Ain't there some other way? I am tired of my babies being hurt.
I agree, but we have to expose what's been going on here. Put an end to it.
We can't force you girls to do this. We wouldn't do that. Too much of that's been done already, but we are asking you.
Sheriff! You said you needed proof about Mrs. Davis.
That's right.
Well, I have proof. She was lying.
You said that before, Luke.
Well, yeah, but I didn't tell you how I know. I was there.
There where?
I was on the road near Sonny's. I heard the shot. I looked up to the Davis house and the car was there, under the tree. She didn't come home later. She was already there.
All right, you sure about this, Luke? You're not making this up, are you?
No.
This is very important, Luke, okay? I need to know exactly what you saw.
I saw her car. It was there by the barn.
You see anything else?
Nothing.
And you were how old at that time?
16.
What'd you do?
I told my mama and my daddy. And I told them about the other girls, too.
Other girls?
Yes. Mr. Harlan, Mr. Jim, Mr. Coy. They all bragged about being with other colored girls.
Mr. Abe, what's the relevance of this testimony?
Your Honor, I will show you the point. Just
All right, proceed.
what happened after you told your parents?
And then my daddy went to Mr. Harlan and insisted that he stop. But he didn't. And my daddy told Sheriff Logan.
What did the sheriff do?
Nothing.
Then what happened?
And Pegleg killed my dad. Those other men, too, I was telling you about, they're all related to the other girls. A father or a brother in each one of them. Try to get Mr. Holland to stop. That's why they were killed.
And when Harlan Davis began assaulting you over a year ago, you didn't tell anyone, not even your mama?
No, sir.
Why not?
What good would it do? I knew if I said anything, somebody gonna get killed. Maybe my mama.
So the lesson you learned from your sister was that the law offers no protection when the crime is committed by a white person over a colored person. The only way for you to protect yourself and your family, shield them from any further violence, was for you to suffer your humiliations in silence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, there is enough guilt in this town to go around, but none of it belongs to Sonny Monroe. I move this case be dismissed immediately for lack of any credible evidence against the defendant.
Your Honor. Hey, well, what about my brother's murder?
You be quiet. I'm tired of all these diversions. And you, sir, I want to know right now if the prosecution has any evidence at all. Do you have the missing gun?
We have the fact that it's missing.
I'm dismissing this case right now and ordering the release of the accused.
Your Honor, I wish you wouldn't do that. Sonny's safe in jail. Can't we just keep him there until everyone calms down?
You want to keep him in jail? Fine. But if you do not come up with any additional evidence implicating him by 6 o'clock this evening, he's gone free.
I'll let you talk to him, Luke, on one condition. That you tell me everything that you saw, okay? Sonny's life may depend on this.
Just let me talk to him first, please. I haven't told about you, Sonny. Not anyone. But now you've got to. You've got to tell the sheriff.
Why should I trust him? You heard what happened when Cecily told Sheriff Logan. They killed my daddy. And now they're gonna try to kill me one way or another.
He's not Logan, Sonny. You've got to trust somebody.
I trust you, Luke.
Well, all right then. That's a start.
So when nobody answered the door, I went over to the barn. Harlan come at me and grabbed the gun right out of my hands.
You didn't see anyone else out there?
No, Harlan scared me. So I ran over to the side of the barn, and then I heard a shot, so I ran.
He was running all right.
Did you see any cars parked up there?
Miss Davis's car was parked under a tree.
It was there. I saw it.
You said you knocked on the door of the house before you went to the barn.
Yeah, but nobody answered.
We better let the judge hear all this. We better step on it. Come on. Let's go.
Hand him over, Sheriff. We'll come get him.
Not gonna be easy getting him through this crowd.
Maybe not. But that's my job.
Our job.
You ready?
You going someplace?
That's right, Mason. I'm gonna take this young man home, and then I'm gonna go and arrest your brother's murderer. Now step aside. Sonny, come on.
The kid didn't do it. Who did it? Coy? Was it Coy? You see the way he ran out of the courtroom? boy, I'm gonna get him. I'll kill him with bare hand. I'll get him with my bare hand. I'll kill him.
Oh, Sonny, oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, oh, Sonny.
Sonny, you take care.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Go ahead, Mrs. Davis.
I heard a noise and woke up. Then I saw Sonny leave the barn. So I went out there, and Harlan, he started talking about Ramona again the way he did. It made me sick. He told me to mind my own business. And then he come at me. And that gun was lying right there at my feet. It was self-defense.
You get a trial. And a fair one, I promise you. But, tell me, what did you do with the gun?
I dropped it right there. I know I did. I don't know what happened to it.
You have to come with me, Mrs. Davis.
And we found your killer. Can't ask for more.
Change has started, and we will all ask for more. It won't be easy. We'll have to accept some things we don't like, things that hurt. But we will ask for more. Even Joshua will ask your permission to leave home. And you will let him.
Something wrong, Sheriff?
No. No, I'm just wondering which I'd like more. Another piece of that pecan pie? Or to just sit here and enjoy the night air with you.
I don't see any reason why I can't have both, Sheriff.
You calling me Sheriff makes it feel like I'm here on police business.
Are you here on police business?
No, ma'am. I don't believe I am.
Well. Oh, I'm so glad you all came around. You're good boys. Let me show you something. Here is the gun that everyone is looking for. And now I'm going to get rid of it once and for all. You won't be needing it. I mean, guns won't help you make the change you've got to make. It's going to take hard work.
My mama says it's time for me to leave.
Well, that's right. Do you know what you're going to do? You're going to leave here. You're going to go up to the highway. You're going to catch a ride to Atlanta. And that's just the first of many stops you will make in your life. You have far to go. You are going to make a difference. And so will you. You will make a difference.
Am I going with him?
No, but your life will have as much purpose as his. No, you're going to stay here a while and make change right in this town. Come here, boys. You have hard work ahead of you. It's going to be hard, but you're going to come through. My hand is on you. It's been on you since you were born. So go. Go quickly. Go. Shoo. Go. Make change.
Come on, darling, get in. Looks like my ride. Lou, when you saw me running down from Harlan's, why didn't you tell anybody? Tell me the truth, Lou. You thought I shot him, didn't you?
No, I didn't. We're bound, Sonny. Like Conjure Woman said. We're bound together.
Yeah, Lou, we are.
I'll see you again, Sonny.